Welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne, and you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Thank you very much for being here, new and returning viewers out there. Welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection reading for today, the first Wednesday of 2021. I'm saying that for the first week because it's still really fresh. Today is January 6th, 2021, a very important day in the world. And today, I'm going to start, for those that are new, I have a format for my love connection readings. I pick a featured sun sign and by going around the zodiac wheel. So today we are on the sign of Virgo. And then I ask for Spirit's guidance, as always, in my readings of many, many years. Not on YouTube, but in my living and community and so forth. And Spirit will help us with a highlighted connection for the sign of Virgo. What that means, basically, for those that are first time coming to this channel, is that this highlighted connection, right on the cusp, not really, it's more Gemini. Okay, Virgo and Gemini. Very interesting, very different, very, very complementary, but we'll get into that in a moment. I end up reading 3 major category messages from my beautiful tarot deck for the highlighted connection, and then the end of the reading is messages from 3 of my beautiful oracle divinations for every single zodiac sign in connection with Virgo, so that everybody gets a portion of the reading. Or if it's not you, that is the Virgo or even Gemini, you have someone your family, your friend. These love readings are all inclusive. It's not just about people who are married or in a committed relationships. It's vast, and it covers all forms of love. And love always has been, always will be extremely important and very, very potent. And it is one of the strongest energies that we can provide for each other that will help to heal and just fill us with great aspiration and hope and joy. And I know people might be saying, as you're reading that's not how I'm feeling about my relationship. Listen, we all go through stuff. I'm bringing the real authentic love, right? The kind that accepts everything, right? I mean, you got the ins and outs, the downs and outs. We had that in our life. We have that in our life anyway, right? But the love is really the glue that can keep us together, that keeps the world together. And I know a lot of you know that, which is why you're interested in love as much as I am. So let me talk a little bit about the Virgo-Gemini combination. So Virgo is an earth sign, and what I like specifically for today is that we have the Virgo moon. That's right. Oh my gosh. That is such a trip. Is that correct? No, it's not correct. I am so sorry. Forgive me, I'm off in left field over there somewhere. This is right, this is left. It is not a Virgo moon. It is a Libra moon, and Libra is right next to Virgo. But we do have Capricorn season. Here we go, back on track. Capricorn season is the fellow earth sign to Virgo, and really importantly, astrology-wise, we had Mars moving into Taurus today, the 3rd earth sign, which is extremely what you would call a trine, basically, a very complementary, harmonious energy for the Virgos. And for everybody, it's going to make a big difference with the change of Mars from Aries of 6 months. That was one of the longest stays Aries has been in, I don't even know from when, right? And the difference being Aries, it's actually, exalted. Mars is exalted in the sign of Aries because that's its ruling planet, and Aries is the fired up, passionate, motivated, let's keep going, let's make it happen, kind of aggressive. The word I always use is definitely impulsive and, kind of fiery, I mean, it can be combative, it can be contrary, and I think a lot of people in this past year, with the influence of Mars and Aries, definitely affected our relationships, depending on where it fell in your particular natal chart. And, it does make us feel more confident in a lot of ways and stronger. And then when it went into retrograde, it was really about internalizing and watching how we come across to people, recognizing that being overly aggressive really truly doesn't help the situation. Sometimes it only worsens it, and I know we know that in a love sense. And then with the Taurus change, I mean, that's the earth, that's the grounded, that's the more subtle but very, very strong and determined kind of energy. And then also Taurus is definitely the sign of money and ruled by Venus. So there's a softer, definitely softer, calmer energy. Very, very eager, very determined, as I said. The Mars will keep that energy going towards the practical parts of your life, your money, your jobs, your ideas, your creations, all the things that are going to help you to feel stable and secure is what Taurus and earth signs definitely tend to represent anyway. So that's going to be very, very nice for you, Virgo. And that's going to be, well, Mars will be in Taurus through March 3rd. So you can expect to feel like things are moving in the right direction. As far as the Libra moon, we have a very important, obviously, governmental election ending today, and Libra is all about balance and judge being, fair, and the scales being put into, balance for justice and fairness and equality and, truth. And it always seems to evolve around courts and, lawyers and that sort of institution, which is very, very, prevalent to what's happening and, relevant to what's happening right now. So yes, that will finally have come to pass, and there may be some repercussions. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not speaking politically. I'm just mentioning to you what's happening in the stars as I speak and how it affects you specifically, Virgo. You being the earth sign, you are, out of the 3 earth signs I mentioned in the past, you actually are the most adaptable. You are a mutable node, they call it, or excuse me, mode. And what that means is that you can adapt and you can change and you can, just accept, and yeah, it's easier for you. Whereas a lot of earth elements generally, and the personality trait known to earth is to be a little stubborn, a little bit, slow to change. You do have a rhythm that you prefer to keep. You do like to be consistent. You like to be reliable and steadfast, and you work hard and you toil at what you do, and you do reap the benefits because of that. I mean, it's inevitable that you will come ahead, because you are just so determined. And Virgo is also a sign that is ruled by Mercury. So they're very intellectual, very analytical, very interested in learning and studying and becoming the best at whatever they decide to do. They work tirelessly and ambitiously to accomplish whatever it is they're sought after, whatever it is they're seeking after. And that does include relationships. So, if you're a younger person thinking, I'm not really feeling I'm that determined yet, it comes in time. And especially when you have an idea or an interest, it definitely will stoke you in a way that you're going to really find, for most Virgos, there's a lot of variances with your personal chart, of course, but the sun sign aspect, which is your personality and your drives and your ego and your energy, the sun, the day you were born, the month you were born, your desires, your deep, I always say deep, I keep saying deep is more of the moon influence. Exterior and outer world situations are the personality aspect of us, which is what the sun provides. So yeah, as you grow older, you will notice that these things start to become more evident to you about who you are. And it can happen at a young age too. I find that there's a lot more organization with Virgos. They're very detail oriented. They're very good at planning, very understanding of time and the value of time. They are willing to work at their relationships on the long term. They're more of a calmer energy. When things aren't going well, they may be a little stubborn. Yes, still, we all are. In understanding, but they will definitely work at it, and they are not in a relationship or in anything, you know, just to be a fly-by-night thing. When they put their mind to something, they will determine themselves to further their success in it to the very bitter end. And most of the time, I have found for Virgos, when let's say they want to be a doctor and they go to medical, then they'll become a specialist, and then they'll become a specialist in another field. It just goes on, you know. And this is very indicative of who they are, but it's also because they like to be in fields and situations where they can help others, where they can spread that knowledge, you know, where they can actually genuinely, authentically be of service. And they generally are. I'm telling you, I've had so many wonderful Virgo friends that I can turn to for knowledge, for answers. You know, it's just, it's a beautiful energy and wonderful connection to have. And then you have Gemini, which I love. It's very different. Gemini is an air element. Gemini is also ruled by Mercury. So both of you are very much in the mind, always thinking, always wanting to learn and expand and to teach and to grow, and you do. Geminis are very different energy-wise, though. The air always tends to be much more, I would say, movable and changeable and, you know, excitable, especially with Gemini. They have this kind of nervous energy around them, and they're kind of on one subject to another. You know, their mind works so very quickly, sometimes to, you know, their detriment, because, you know, they are known, of course, air signs being known as detached people. It's just because they try to keep their emotions out of the picture, right? Always thinking about what they could do, strategizing. How can I better the world to understand? How can I express things to them and let them learn, you know, and let them understand the knowledge and the wealth in knowledge, and, you know, whether it's through writing or speaking or YouTube or media. That is their biggest claim to fame, I find, for Geminis, is their ability to speak and express themselves and connect. They're very sociable. They love life. They love adventure. They love changing. They're mutable as well. So there's a very commonality in a very different way for the Virgo and the Gemini. But I see it a lot. And what I love about it is that air is up here, right? And air is moving, like I said, and the earth is down here, and it's stable, and it kind of grounds a person. And this is what's necessary for the Gemini a lot of times, to kind of keep them down to earth and don't let them get too crazy about ideas and too many at a time to where they burn themselves out. And yet, you know, the grounded Virgo, though mutable and changeable in a lot of ways and accepting of things, they still can be a little bit stuck in their ideas, and that Gemini will come around and just like, come on, man, let's get away from the desk for 2 seconds. Let's go have a little fun. Then you can go right back again, you know. Keeping them light in their spirit and youthful. I find a lot of Geminis to have that kind of youthful energy about them. Very witty and clever and intelligent, like I said. But yeah, kind of changeable. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with their energy, I'm not going to lie. They are the duality sign, you know, representative of the twins. That's the archetype. So there's a change in personality sometimes. You don't know necessarily what you're going to see one day to the next. Or you have a personality of a Gemini that can be completely studious and serious and very, you know, to the book. And the person may be born on the very same day, but obviously with different, you know, chart natal signs and things. Can be completely opposite. Just out there partying, you know, social, you know, staying out all night, traveling the world. Yeah, very, very different. But I've always loved the energy, and it's one of fun and play and connection, like I said. So that's a really beautiful, beautiful, harmonious kind of energy that you've got with the two of you. So I'm interested to see, I always am, what the messages are for you under the three major categories. And forgive me, I'm noticing already, I think I mentioned it a day or so ago, I'm starting to do the stuttering and kind of just talking over my words and such. And yes, we have the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, supposedly around the 11th, which is Monday, but I don't want to use it as an excuse, but I really believe that's a coming. So please bear with me, and I will try to slow down at the same time so you can hear me, and the messages are super important that you hear them. So yes, That will be, the official Mercury retrograde will be on the 30th of November through the 20th, somebody said 22nd, I say 20th, you know, usually it's 20, it's anywhere from 18 to 21 days, but yeah, and it'll be in Aquarius, as many planets will be by the end of the month. We are in the new era of air, so that can be something you will definitely notice. Earth signs, fire signs, water signs, and certainly air, you will notice a definite change in the atmosphere, in the way that you're able to handle things as the year and years go on. There'll be a new kind of fresh, let's start something new, let's break through the barriers, let's make the change, let's speak our minds, let's speak more clearly and truthfully and fairly as a whole. And, you know, science and medicine will come very strongly into the picture with the air element, specifically with Aquarius and having the ruling planet of Uranus. So just a little bit more about astrology, but I will read to you your messages. The first overall message is the, or first category is overall energy leading you to, beautiful, leading you to this reading. For the two highlighted of Virgo and Gemini, and you have the Nine of Pentacles. First of all, I'm using my new deck, which I absolutely love. It is entitled the Many Queen Tarot deck, because we all have a queen in us, and I mean strictly the ability to have the feminine side, which we all have, to be in touch with that, which is the more intuitive, the more vulnerable, the more heartfelt kind of energy that allows us to create, to manifest, and to hold deep within ourselves the empowerment and understanding of what we can create in our lives, every one of us. And yes, you have the Nine of Pentacles. That is such a beautiful, beautiful illustration. Look at that. Nine is completion. Nine of Pentacles, I always immediately associate. I have a beautiful picture in my room I've had for about 15 years now. I had it at my first day spa that I owned. And it is representative of the Nine of Pentacles. It is a woman with a bird on her hand, which is always denoting the mind and the information that can be, you know, either held or heard intuitively, as I mentioned about the queens, or not. And then you have this tree, you have this wealth, you have this independence that comes with the nine, hardworking, you know, self-made kind of beautiful prosperity and manifestations that have occurred through time. And sometimes it happens quickly, but for the majority of the time, the card represents the hard, long road to financial freedom, basically. And this is the Pentacles. This is the Earth I was just talking about. This is the changing of Mars into Taurus and building up your resources again, and the definite desire and you know, fiery kind of ambition to do so. This is the Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorns. And everything I spoke of earlier, you know, we're still in Capricorn season. Happy Capricorns birthdays. Happy birthday, Capricorns. That's through the 19th. So we still have some time in that. And then, like I said, Taurus, and now I'm reading for Virgos. So yeah, there's a lot of beautiful energy for both of you. Realizing what you've done and not giving up and wanting to do more, you know, it only fans the fire, you know, it fuels the fire to just, and of course the air is exactly that. When they have an idea, they have an intention, or a, you know, they're determined to start an idea or a profession or a new entrepreneurial type of thing, which is what the Nine of Pentacles also represents, that individuality, that capability of running your own business type of energy. Yeah, you get that air going and you just keep it fanning. You just want it to expand and grow, you know, that's all you can think of, right? So that's gorgeous. That is a beautiful indication of how you're doing so far, and hopefully will continue to do. Now, these messages, sometimes you resonate instantly, sometimes it takes a while. I always say come back for your mid-month, which I'll do after I've gone around the zodiac wheel. You'll come right back up again as a featured sign. And maybe even more in between as a highlighted. I never know until that day, but you can always check the description. I feel like you're on your way, boy. That's what we all, I believe, feel strongly and hold a great deal of faith in for this year, to mend and heal and to really get past everything we've experienced in the past year. So, beautiful start. The second card is always the category of obstacles or blessings. And I always say that I feel strongly, honestly, just from personal experience, a lot of my obstacles then became blessings. I did not see that at first, you know. Sometimes you can, but other times you're like, what exactly was that about? And lo and behold, it comes through, and it makes me really emotional and excited and grateful that I was actually guided and co-creating the whole time. You know, I was just a little blindsided because I was in my feelings and in the mode of control, which I have been known to do and still do, but I try to lessen that as much as possible. I know I can control how I speak to you. I know I can control how I receive, you know, information and how I react to it and those sort of things. But obviously the things that happened last year, you know, I didn't have control over. I knew that on the onset. And I thought, okay, let's practice what we preach, and let's really utilize the spiritual aspect of us that knows things will be okay in proper divine timing, right? So your possible blessing or obstacle message is the Six of Wands. Oh my gosh. That's so beautiful. You have this wonderful, encouraging message letting you know that you have everything you need. You can be extremely independent. You don't need to rely on anybody. And this past year definitely showed that to a lot of us. But you go to the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is the card of victory. Feeling victorious to have gotten through probably some of the hardest times of your entire life, you know, in the past year. Maybe even before that. You know, it seems it only happened last year, but it was actually formulating a couple of years before that. And some worse than others, you know, because of so many variances in astrology and how it affects you personally. However, this is incredible because you've gotten through it, you've been fierce and fired up, and you never lost faith, and you're extremely, once again, motivated and determined to know this is going to pass. And it does. It always does. We just don't know when, right? And regardless of, oh my gosh, there's this now and there's that. And yeah, life does that anyway. It just seemed like a lot more of those incidences happening, I know. But this is also an indication of just beautiful help from others and community and government and, you know, outside influences, you know, a little bit of both, because, you know, you don't want to rely on either one too much. The balance is the best, right? The temperance, the energy of the Sagittarius, and we had that beautiful Sagittarius eclipse, and that's still affecting us. That's about looking forward, being optimist, you know, being an optimist, looking and realizing we can learn and study and grow and expand ourselves continuously in our lives. And what direction do you want to go? What do you want to learn? I mean, by default, you know, or because you really got excited to do so in this past year. Either way, you're well on your way. This is an absolute blessing, okay? And it shows you have definitely persevered. And it's a fire sign, which is not what a Gemini or a Virgo is, but it means that you definitely are feeling the energies. You certainly were with Mars and Aries. That kept you motivated, right? You weren't giving up then, that's for sure. So that's fantastic. 6 in numerology is always a number of balancing and kind of really in all aspects of your life. The 6th house is, you know, our health or well-being or day-to-day activities, work, family, and so forth. So congratulations. I have come to find that many, many people I've known and spoken with through the media or, you know, text, so forth, not in person, of course, they kept it going, boy. They kept it going. And you know what I think a lot of it was? Just that. Just whatever interaction, whatever connection we could have based solely on love and the importance of love to keep things going, to give that support, to give that guidance and help. It was there stronger than it had been for a lot of people. And it really, really helped. The last category is always the category I like to talk about of finances. Super important. And if it's not literally finances for you specifically, it's definitely your, the fundamental things, your practical parts, the earth element type of energies, right? The things you can touch and feel, your job, your sustenance, where you live, where you work, family, all of those things. They're very important. They're what we need to continue to live and thrive. So your particular message for that, for the two of you beautiful, oh, great. Thank you. This is what the readings have been, because that's the energies that are changing, and it's slow. It's a new year, yes, I'm so happy. But it's not going to change immediately. It's not, but it is. It already is. And you have the sun. That's like one of the best cards in the entire deck. It is the vibrance, the ability, the creativity, the happiness, the trust, the love. This desire to keep moving, and the vitality, like I said, to keep it happening, and just this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy that is there for you, that is asking you to just take it in and utilize it with everything you can, and to build upon whatever it is you want, financially, with your health, with your relationships, and your family. It's looking beautiful. It is looking phenomenally beautiful. It is absolute, genuine, authentic happiness, authentic love, authentic expression. And I would say, you have a gamut of opportunities is what I'm feeling from that. So I'm so grateful to get that. I love this reading. I really do. And I love these cards, don't you? They are so pretty. I'm like a kid in a candy store when I get new decks. And, Santa was really good to me this year. So I definitely appreciate it. Let me go on to read to you your beautiful oracle divination messages. Now, the oracle messages are for specifically the featured sign, of course, Virgo. But it's also for every single other zodiac sign in connection with Virgo, because I know there's many connections for Virgo, in addition to the highlighted. So if it wasn't your particular choice today, having the highlighted of Gemini, there will be a message in this somehow. I'm sure you might be able to resonate and feel and understand, and I hope that's the case. So if you have not subscribed, this is a beautiful time for me to ask for you to please push that subscribe button and the like button. It's incredibly supportive. It's free. You won't get a bunch of emails or anything like that. And it lets me know that you are enjoying the content. It'll allow me to continue doing content as YouTube will require, especially needing a certain amount of subscribes and likes to eventually just have it be my full-time job, which is where I'm going. I'm still not working as a massage therapist. For those that are new, this year makes 20 years as a massage therapist. So yeah, just knowing there's always something we can do. This is my passion. I've done this and read and done readings for 30 years of tarot. Astrology I became interested in and was studying since I was 12. And I'm still studying because I can never learn enough, and I just love and appreciate you and all the people that have supported me thus far. But let me just tell you, this particular oracle deck is the Starseed Oracle. And we're all starseeds, and that's just another viewpoint and understanding about our beautiful aspects of spirituality that we all have, the connection we all have, whether we're seeing it or not, even in separate individual bodies. We are collected, we are one, and many people believe that this is just one of the many, many, many lifetimes that we will experience. And we chose it. That still blows me away, but literally this morning, before coming down here, I do my daily meditation, and I was thinking, and I said, you know what? I may very well have picked this lifetime. At times, I'm a Libra, and I love peace, and I don't like conflict and so forth, but guess what? I do like a little drama. We got a lot of drama, I know, but I like a little bit of spicy. I like a good debate. I have an Aries moon. I am definitely clearly admitting, and I'm what is the term when you just like you are allowing myself to be accountable for the reality that I am being told and have been told since I started and was more involved in spirituality. We asked to be here to learn and to ascend and to be the best we can be as we go into the next aspect of our lives and other lives. And yeah, it just came to me. I think I might have. I wouldn't have thought that prior, but I definitely did today. Maybe you can relate to what I'm saying. Anyway, let's see what beautiful messages that the Oracle has to share for you specifically. Okay, Virgos? And yours, they kind of stuck together. They're kind of a little, still new, so I feel like there's definitely two. Yes. I'll be darned. I'm almost positive I just picked this. Wow. If it wasn't yesterday, it was definitely the day before. And I saw me shuffling, so this is an important message for you as well. The big picture thinking. Oh yes, absolutely. This has come out a lot. This is Spirit needing us to really, really, really resonate and figure this out and understand this. Palladius energy, visionary, inspired ideas. So air related, okay? The visionary, the Aquarius, the energy of Aquarius and Uranus, future thinking, big thinking, out of the box thinking, surprises, unexpected technology, all the things that are very, very much coming in through this year and onward for a good 20 years and then more. So, did I show you the picture though? This beautiful, beautiful like vortex, a door that you can walk through and enter into change and just move forward and let everything that's been in the past be in the past. Like my demonstration, I'm sorry. I just, yeah, I understand clearly why this would keep coming up. But I'll read you what it says, because it's beautiful. The Pleiadians are our cosmic cousins. They're here to remind us that it's never too late to learn new things and change the future. You're being called to be a visionary for the planet, to take a breath, shake off what you've been taught and about the world, and hold a new vision for humanity. I swear it was just yesterday this came up too. You're likely a natural big picture thinker. I can definitely imagine that about you, Virgo. Here to generate ideas for the future. Here to birth a new age and dream a new world into being. Also in my mind right now, the message is coming through that you may, Virgo, even though you're Earth, you may want to check your, birth chart, natal chart, which, as I always say, the sun sign is one aspect of you. You have 12 planets totality, right? That says so much. And I feel there's a very big percentage of you listening right now that have Aquarius in your chart. And this is what it's saying, because you are very much in connection and you will have an incredible year with Jupiter in your, the planet of Aquarius, and any planets you have that have Aquarius in them or other air signs will be predominantly affected in beautiful, amazing ways. You're likely a natural big thinker. Okay, here to birth a new age and a dream a new world into being. The future will be woven by dream makers like you, by those with courage enough to question the way things have been and envision new possibilities for the planet. The world needs more artists, dreamers, inventors, and visionary thinkers. Perhaps you have an idea recently that you've been called to usher in. If so, this card is your confirmation that it's divinely guided. Go for it! Now, the Pleiadians support us in the important stage of Earth's development. They want us to know that the decisions we make today will affect the well-being of our planet and all its species. To hold a clear vision of what's possible. To trust that vision and follow it through with daily action. To dream a new world into being. To hold your mind open and not to worry about what others think, for it takes great courage to pave a new path. To trust a vision before it's a reality. I love it. I could read it every day. I'm just kind of blown away, but at the same time, not really, because it's that kind of message. It's that powerful. Basically, the soul inquiry is, How are you being called to step up and lead? What new ideas of creation are you being called to pursue? So you know what that is. I would love you to share with me, and I just want to say that I'm grateful that you got that. I think it's extremely inspiring and important, and of course that has a lot to do with relationships as well. So the next category, or I should say the next oracle, is one of my favorites, the Psychic Oracle for the Heart by John Holland. Pretty much what it says. It will be a specific word that will be chosen just for you today, but it's about the heart, and the heart's about our love and the importance and the power that love will bring, and always have and always will. So let us see what your wonderful message is, sent from love, filled with incredible insight and wisdom, and just with an intention of incredible love. Oh yes, and upliftment. You got in the one base chakra. This makes a lot of sense for you, Virgo. As I said, you are the earth. You are determined to be secure and stable in your life, because you will work tirelessly to do so, and you will help others around to accomplish that, certainly the people you love. And that's what our root chakra is about. That was what keeps us closest to earth, and to feel how strongly capable we really are, and to be in our present moment, and to be in that power whenever possible. So one for you, the message is manifest. The key word is act, create, focus, magic, clarity, and intent. This is the time of great power for you. The manifest card is here to tell you, that anything is possible. You have all the tools at your disposal to create whatever you desire. You have a variety of tools that can be put to good use. The ability to love unconditionally, to support, to cherish, to listen, to understand, to forgive, to be kind, to be joyful, and even to be silly. It's important. Now listen, I know a lot of people think that Virgos and earth signs are pretty serious a lot of times. I've had some of the best laughs with my Virgo friends because you do have that in you too. You're not always all work and no play. I know that. So I just wanted to defend you in that regard. Let's see. All of these tools are useful tools to managing affairs of the heart. Take some time to determine what your best tools are, so that you can, come on now, use them to work your own unique brand of magic around relationships. Magic and manifestation are powerful. When you come from a place of love, you will generate love. Be clear, be honest in your intent, and take action to manifest your heart's desire. You have what it takes to achieve this. The affirmation is, I use my power to manifest deliberately and with clear intent. So that's phenomenal and beautiful, and I love it, because I think it's very appropriate for you, Virgo, and in all of your, relationships. Obviously, the love is there. And the last is the Super Attractor Manifestation Message, one of my favorite decks for those that know and have come back. And this is about feeling the life that you choose. The law of attraction requires that you feel exactly what your intention is and what you want, okay? You cannot think, maybe I don't deserve it, but I really want it, but I don't know that I'm, enough, but I want that. And, that can't happen to receive and have the life that you want. You really want to really believe it, know you're worth it with everything you are, feel it, experience it, and create it is how that works, right? Like attracts like. Let's see what beautiful message can come from you. This is your daily, I like to say, mantra. Something to hold on to and maybe say 100,000 times during the day. Or even at night before you go to bed. I haven't pulled this in a really long time. This is beautiful. So Virgo, this is it. The universe has big plans for me, and it's time to claim them. Look at that. The biggest. It's the sun. Second kind of, in my opinion, recognition of what's coming up, what capable, amazing manifestations can happen for you. And I'm super happy to see that for you. And I wish you the best. And yeah, using your third eye too, knowing, you have what that takes too. We all do. But yes, I love this reading. I honestly hope that you enjoyed as well, and that you will resonate and check back, if you will, like I said, maybe mid-month, and see if it's still happening, and if it's even progressed further, which is what definitely can happen. But either way, just take it easy. Enjoy your love, thrive in your relationships, embrace them for everything they are. We never know, how long we'll be able to have them. And I'm really, once again, grateful for you being here. Love to see you back again. Until next time, thanks again, and bye for now.